Listen, folks, I know you were craving a stock market weekly recap, okay? You want to know what happened this last week in the portfolios. Robinhood and M1 Finance portfolios. We're going to talk about them all. Talk about the acquisitions we made this week as well as compare to the general market, see how we did. Let's just get right freaking into it. So, first we'll start with the Robinhood portfolio as you have right here. We were up 2.15% on the week, or $742 up. Pretty nice. Nice recovery for us. As you see, we're still down for the month. Really break even for the month, and on a 3-month basis, down quite a bit. So let's see what we did over the last week, and I'll show you that goodness. Okay. So over the last week, let's just take a peek. So a couple great things happened this last week. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit of an extra deposit here. We invested $50 here into Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity Fund, SCHD. You got to know SCHD. $50 worth of that. And we had a lot more cash this week for one specific reason. Our position in Cloudera that finally got bought out now, executed and obviously turned into cash for the position that I held. We'll take it. It was a pretty big win for us. It doesn't show on the history, but pretty big win for us, and we invested that cash. 50 into KBWY here, and 50 into KBWD, monthly income generators. Then we also purchased $50 worth of QYLD, and then I made a $40 purchase of Kohl's as well. Then another $50 deposit was made that went into SCHD. So built up a couple positions here. We're enjoying a nice general purchase of funds. We also made another purchase on the M1 Finance portfolio. You'll be excited for that one. And then finally, here, the Global X Super Dividend, US ETF DIV, paid $1.05 in dividend. Not a great dividend month for us. Not at all. But technically this week, ARI and O paid dividends as well. $5.26 for O, $24.75 for ARI for the week. So that'll be reinvested come Monday. Excited stuff to see. Let's look at the M1 Finance portfolio here. All time up 135% there. You see on the Robinhood, we're up all time 81.25% or $15,844. Love to see it. This one, market gain showing $8,579. And the percentage is obviously different because it accounts for dividends as money weighted as opposed to just the capital gains that it shows on the Robinhood portfolio. Let's look at some of the week's performance. Up 1.74. Nothing crazy. Last month, over last month down 1.2. So it's been rough for us. In the last 3 months, up 2.27. Nothing crazy. Let's look at the activity. Good 3 months for us, though, all things considered. Let's look at the performance over the last week. What did we do? Well, we did 2 deposits. We added a position into the portfolio. None other than Vici. I added Vici into the portfolio. Felt excited about it, so we did a couple deposits. One was just a general buy, and then I put 100 separately into Vici by itself to try to build out the position. As it's started here, we'll look exactly what it's valued at. But as far as dividends, $12.95 for ARI, Main Street Capital $284, and O $256. So if you look at Vici here, the goal is to make it 8% of the dividends portfolio. Right now, obviously only right at 2.3%. It's a $238 position. Eventually, it'll get to a point where it's closer to the $800 range, which is exciting. So we'll be building this position up slowly. I think it's an undervalued position, really an undervalued stock right now with a great dividend yield, consistent dividend payments. Love to see it. If we look at the Track Your Dividend website, love to show this one all the time. The Robinhood portfolio here. Annual income up to $1,093 on this one. Yield on cost right under 5% and a yield of 3.1. The M1 Finance portfolio, though, sitting at 2.93 in dividend yield, 4.2 in yield on cost, and $869 in annual income. Would like to see that number obviously boost as well. We've seen the Robinhood grow quite a bit because we've added positions like QILD and SCHD, which are high-yielding companies. high yielding funds, I should say. So keep that in consideration. So we're going to keep building that as it goes on. How did the market perform this week? Well, the Dow Jones up 1.58. The S&P 500 was up 1.82, and the Nasdaq up 2.18. So we were able to outperform. The Robinhood portfolio was able to outperform the Dow Jones, the S&P 500. Not quite the Nasdaq. We've been feeling a little bit of a rough time because of that. And then the M1 Finance portfolio here, you see on the week, 1.74% in terms of return. Not quite where we wanted it to be, but we were able to beat, right around the S&P 500 and beat the Dow Jones a little bit. So we'll take it. We've had a better 3 months than a lot of these other prospects here. That's okay. We'll take it. That's what I got for you. Hope you enjoyed this and you're excited to see some good earnings this week coming up.